Son of God. Kind of the same thing. Lazarus' sickness happened to bring glory to God, to bring glory to Jesus. So after receiving the letter, Jesus and his disciples, they stayed where they were. They said, no need to go. We're going to stay here. They stayed there 2 more days. Finally, after 2 days, Jesus said, okay, guys, let's go see Lazarus. Of course, this meant going to Bethany. And you all know, Bethany is only a few miles outside of Jerusalem, right? So the people who were ready with the stones in hand, wanting to kill Jesus, wanting to take his life, and this group of people is becoming larger. Those people who are looking for Jesus, wanting to kill him, they're only a few miles away. And in fact, it's likely they might be coming through Bethany. Jesus might be found. Going to Bethany meant risking their lives. So the disciples brought this concern. Hey, Jesus, remember the stones, the guys who want to kill you? They're there. What do you think about that? Is it a good idea for us to go to Bethany right now? People are trying to kill you. Are you sure you want to go there again? Do you ever do that to God in your prayers? Hey, God, are you sure? God's always sure. We're the ones that waver. God's plans are sure. They're solid. They're right. We're the ones that waver. Let's take a look at the next verse, verse 9. Jesus replied to this concern. There are 12 hours of daylight every day. Jesus sometimes answers things in strange ways, doesn't he? There are 12 hours of daylight every day. During the day, people can walk safely. Okay, he's talking about safety. They can see because they have the light of this world. But at night, there's danger of stumbling because they have no light. Then he said, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but now I will go and wake him up. Well, the disciples said, Lord, if he is sleeping, he will soon get better. They're already thinking his sickness will not end in death. Jesus told them that. They thought Jesus meant Lazarus was simply sleeping, but Jesus meant Lazarus had died. So he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead. And for your sakes, I'm glad I wasn't there, for now you will really believe. Come, let's go see him. Thomas, nicknamed the twin, said to his fellow disciples, let's go to and die with Jesus. So the disciples are worried. Jesus wants them to do something that doesn't seem safe. In fact, they're pretty sure it's not safe. It's very risky. And they're so sure about this risk that their attitude is, okay, if we're going, let's go die. Can you imagine that? Can you put yourself in their shoes? God's leading me down a dead end. He's leading me down a path that's going to lead to death. Would you trust God? Do we trust God when God's ways don't seem to be good for us? Do we follow God when he seems to be leading us to danger or something that doesn't seem healthy for us, seems to be opposite of what we want, opposite of what might prosper us. Does God ever lead in that way? Do we start to question, maybe I heard him wrong? Guys, this story is here for a reason, and there's a lot we can learn from this if we pay attention. So the disciples are worried. The threat of death was growing. But Jesus didn't seem concerned about that, right? Not at all. He's not concerned. He didn't worry. Maybe we should learn from that. Jesus kept talking about light and dark. We've seen this throughout John. Right from chapter 1, the light of the world. The light came into the world. And Jesus kept talking about we have a neighbor who likes to walk their dog at nighttime and leave presents right out in front of our street. And then the next morning, Becca and I, we go on a walk, and these days, by the time we go on a walk many mornings, it's not light out yet. And so we're out there in the dark, and we've learned we have to turn the light on, or we might step in something we don't want to. Light is very necessary. Light is very helpful. Jesus is the light of the world. And I want to tell you, Jesus is the light for you and I today. When we can't see the solution, when we don't know what to do, what decision to make, when we don't know how to solve the problem or even how to make a decision in the situation, and we're stuck, He is the light that shines on the situation and shows us information that we couldn't see without Him. But we have to use the light. I think too often, as we talked about in our small group on Thursday, we're substituting turning to Jesus, we turn to Google. Google, what should I do? Google gives me all the information I need, right? Especially now with AI. Oh, it's so good. I don't need God anymore. But Jesus said, I am the light. I am the one that gives you the right information. I'm the one that shows you where to walk so that you can avoid the presence that your neighbor left with their dog. I am the one that helps you when no one else can, because Jesus knows so much better than Google. And I joke about that a little bit, but not really, because there are people in this world, and maybe you do this, who are relying on Google to make life decisions, where we should be relying on God. Jesus is the light of the world. And He was about to do something that would help people see. What He's about to do would help people see who couldn't see before. I don't mean that they were blind. I mean they couldn't see who He was. They couldn't see the evidence. At this point, Lazarus was dead. And Jesus was willing to risk His life and the life of His disciples to go see